Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Welcome back for another week of Intuitive Guidance
Yes.
Q&A with John and John from BQuest Wellbeing.
BQuest Wellbeing here in Melbourne.
Here in Melbourne.
In our full-time apartment.
Welcome back for another week
with our audio feedback.
Intuitive Guidance Q&A with John and John.
1 second.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. Yep. So we're just setting up tonight. So haven't got all the lighting and that sorted out yet, but we'll get to that.
We're getting there.
We've got the lovely scenery behind us there. So anybody come online, anyone who wants to watch,
ask some questions.
So
the general format is if you've got recurring life issues, life problems, life solutions. They could be aches and pains in the body. That could be situations you find yourself in a recurring pattern.
Yep.
What it's not is, can you tell me what's in my future? Can you tell me if I should move interstate? If you want to ask those kind of questions, try to be a little bit more specific. And in some cases, it's better for us to get on live with you through Zoom.
Yeah.
So we use Zoom. It's like a web conferencing software. There's a link up the top.
Hi, Patricia.
Hey, Patricia. There's a link up the top of the live that you can click on, and we'll get you in. We'll have a live conversation and dig into whatever the problem is that you've got.
Yeah. So we're a bit shaky. There's at the table, is it? Okay.
Could be.
Sorry. We're just setting up
shaky,
looking a bit shaky now. Just checking it wasn't an earthquake in our new apartment. So
Melbourne is fantastic.
Yes, Melbourne is great.
We are absolutely loving it.
We got into our full-time apartment, which we're in now, last Friday. So we're still settling in and loving it down here. We've got our live classes, face-to-face classes this week, starting on Thursday.
Yep.
So that's going to be quite...
at East Melbourne. So for those of you that are in Melbourne, you want to come and join us and get in on that real face-to-face action.
Yep.
Come along.
Yes.
8:30 on a Thursday.
At East Melbourne.
East Melbourne. We keep saying East Gosford.
Keep saying East Gosford because I'm being on Central Coast.
East Melbourne Library. We've got an event up on the Meetup app if you guys use Meetup.
Yep.
And we'll share the links to that so you can get along and subscribe and join our group.
Yes.
And keep updated on some of the events that we're going to start to be hosting in Melbourne.
Yep.
It's a large part of why we came here.
One of the things we're doing in the live one is, which we might touch on a bit tonight, is integrating the threefold flame, or the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the inner child.
Yep.
So that's the group that we're starting this week. So hello to all the new people who have just joined on.
Hello.
Hey guys. This is John and John from BQuest in our new apartment in Melbourne.
Yep.
If anyone's got any reoccurring problems, if they want intuitive guidance for dreams, for health issues, we need a fairly decent description.
Yeah.
We don't just want to go and just we're not here to do the whole psychic thing.
Yeah, we're not going to pull a card.
We can do that. We can do that. But that's not what we're here to do.
That's not the purpose of these live sessions.
So if you've got reoccurring problems, or just simple random things, like you keep bumping yourself, you keep hitting your head on the fridge door or something like that.
You might get tilted on the bike continually.
We have a reoccurring problem with friends who chase you up for things that you don't want to be chased up for, or something like that. We've had a few of these issues this week.
We're cutting to the core.
Yeah. So
anyway,
if you have a recurring problem with putting your bicycle helmet on backwards while you're riding in the morning.
Yes, because we've got these cool little bike hires going on in Melbourne that we've joined up to. So we got them right out the front of our apartment, and we just jump on. John, when he first took his first bike out the other day, he put his helmet on backwards, rode around half the city.
Yes, yes. What's that, Patricia?
Teresa, I keep dreaming people are in my room.
People in your room, your bedroom, I'm taking it, Teresa.
Yeah.
So your bedroom represents, one of the simple things, your bedroom for most people, and please understand that this is, it's always personal to what it really represents to you.
Yep.
These are general representations, and the bedroom represents your personal space. So it seems like there's a lot of people in your personal space. That your personal space is the space for you, the time for you inside. So for me, I know when I'm not taking care of myself and the little things I need to do, little things for my health and well-being and stuff like that, I don't make my bed, and I leave my clothes on the floor. and I'll know that, and then I'll go, oh, my room's getting messy, and I'll go to clean it up, and I find a bit of a struggle. So I go, okay, what am I not taking care of inside myself? It might be little things like, brushing your teeth or something. It could be just because I usually like to do 5 minutes meditation every couple of hours, and I might not do that. So that as soon as you take care of that personal space, so people are in your personal space. There's too many people around.
Yeah. She's also saying that she often wakes up at night in a fright that there's a man standing at the end of her bed.
Right. That can happen. One of my personal favorites was, is it a man or is it a woman? And if maybe it's a woman that's very masculine.
Yeah.
Are you fairly strong and masculine in your energy, like in your focus and what you do? Because often I've found that person or whatever standing at the end of your bed is often you.
It's often yourself.
Or it could be one of your guides. The fright or the fear that you're getting is your intuition trying to tell you that there's nothing wrong. That person or that being or that energy is not scary. It's actually there for support. It happened to me when my mother passed away when I was 10 years old. And there used to be this being at the end of my bed every night when I go to sleep, and I'd cry myself to sleep, and I could feel it there, and I was like, go away, go away. And then when I was doing my stuff in my late 20s, and one of my teachers took me through a regression, and he made me go back to the past me, to the child me, and do some healing. And I thought, I'll go to the room and I'll see who that being was standing at the end of my bed. And every time I tried to go and project myself there beside the bed, I'd stand at the end of the bed. And then I'd push it, and then I realized that was me. My 28-year-old self was standing at the end of my bed, and I didn't know if it was male or female. It was big, and it seemed big and scary to me at the time, but it was me trying to comfort my 10-year-old self. And that really did my head in, because I knew time didn't exist, but that just threw me into a bigger spin. But that energy, that fear that you're feeling is one of our tools. It's a definite indication that you're thinking that it's bad or it's negative or there's a problem with it, that it's scaring you. The fear is trying to tell you that it's not scary, that what you're thinking, how you're interpreting that energy or who it is or who you're interpreting as bad or whatever is not correct. So you've got those two things going on there. So one is that being is probably, it could be your older self. It may feel like male because maybe your older self, as you become wiser, masculine, feminine, and your inner child develop and grow together, and that can feel quite strong and masculine to some people. I know some of my great female teachers in the past, their presence was very strong and masculine. They one of them in particular, she'd walk in the room and I'd just sit there and shut up, which was pretty rare for me. So yes, those are the two things. But your personal space, stop letting people into your personal space, interfering with your things you need to do, little things that you need to do throughout the day, like just some time for you, your 10 minutes breaks, or
could be getting a coffee, could be a cup of tea,
whatever it is. But other people, so they're all in your space. So that's what that is in your dreams, I believe.
Cool.
Okay, what else we got?
Kat's asked about, should I date this person? Well, that's one of those broad stroke questions that we'd rather have a little bit more information about, perhaps some of the reasons why you think maybe you should or you shouldn't. It's
intuitive guidance, so we want to also intuitively guide you to your own answers. But if we give you more answers, then you just become dependent, and that defeats intuition. That one of the things is we're trying to teach people to be guided by their own intuition. So we want to work with you, not for you, which is another one of our other little courses we do.
Yes.
But just if you want us to go a bit clearer on that, just put a couple of the main pros and cons why you should or shouldn't. And we'll help you guide a little bit through that. Or what your fears are about it.
Debbie has commented that she had a dream of a baby with some cracks in its head where bugs were coming out. That's quite the dream there, Debbie.
Oh, yes. Baby with cracks in the head with bugs coming out. I'm guessing this is the baby. I'm just trying to work out whether that's your own inner child or whether it is. I think. Do you have a baby, Debbie? Sorry, I can't read that. I got my glasses. So if you have a baby, then or your own inner child, it's one of the two. The crack in the head and the bugs coming out is. Well, yeah. Sorry, I left the iron on, guys. Don't want the house to burn down. Oh, wrong switch. No, that's the wrong. Is that right? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, guys. We're safe now. We're not going to burn down.
We're men trying to iron our shirts.
Hey, we ironed
Relax.
ourselves. We ironed ourselves, so that's good. Yeah, so anyway, the baby with the crack in the head is probably like, so bugs in your mind, right? The crack in the head's like representing that the energy's opening for the baby, and the bugs in the head are releasing from like bugs. Like,
Yeah.
It's
like bugs in a program.
It's pretty obvious for most of this stuff. It is quite symbolic of exactly what it seems like. So the bugs are all the little things in the baby's head. I'm feeling like it is actually part of your inner child, as well as maybe your actual child or a child around you. So maybe if the child around you or your child is going through stuff, that's the releasing of all the programs and the bugs that are in the head. So
Okay.
that one, we'd need a bit more information again, guys. If for these ones, if you want to come on live, click on the link, and you explain that, John.
Yeah, there's a link on Zoom. It's basically some software that we use called Zoom. I think most of the presenters on the Spiritual Events Directory are using Zoom, so you're probably familiar with it. But if you're not, you click on a link. It may get you to put a little bit of software on your computer or your phone, depending on what you're using, and it's kind of like Skype, I guess. Just a newer version of Skype where we can have a video conference and basically we can have a real live conversation as opposed to a typed conversation.
Yeah. So yes, we'll continue on. We're just going to pick people at random here because we're getting quite a few questions.
Debbie's saying that her children are all older.
Yeah. So I think it's got a lot more to do with your own inner child. It's got to do with getting rid of the bugs from your own childhood. So that when your crown chakra opens and the energy comes in, it often clears out a lot of this stuff. So sitting in your presence, sitting in your power, and balancing your masculine and feminine, your inner child, whatever you want to call the threefold system in yourself, that automatically starts to clear the bugs out of the brain, like clearing the bugs out of your computer. So opening up your crown, letting the stuff from the childhood come out. So when you're connecting up, you may feel emotions and that come up. And they could be from childhood, it could be fear and that you cannot recognize. So don't buy into those emotions. Go, let them out if they come out, and just, if you sit there, and the more you open up the energy, and the more you open your crown chakra and your base chakra up and let the energy flow through you, the more it will flush out these old emotions. And our tendency is to not let them out, but we need to let go of it. And
that can be a strange process, right? I know for me personally, like, the not buying in part can be a bit weird because I had an emotional release maybe a week or so ago, and I was crying on the bed, and I kind of felt as though I was watching myself crying, and I know consciously I kind of worked through that issue, but the emotions part of it still needed to come out. So
that's a big thing, and that's when we do. One of the techniques I do for healing, and that is emotional release. And you can deal with them consciously, so you can deal with it in your mind and your heart, let's say. And you've gone through enough counseling, you've gone through enough processing to clear it all. You're good with it now, and then all of a sudden it wants to be released from the body and the emotions, and then it'll come up again, and you think, I've already dealt with this. And then some people, because they'll cry again over it, they'll buy back into it.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't buy into it and don't think that it hasn't cleared. It has cleared on 2 levels, but it's got to clear on 3. So you just watch it and go, oh, that's interesting. I've dealt with this already, and now I'm crying about it. And so this is the emotions that will come up. This is the one where you want to let them crawl out and let them come out bit by bit. You said the bugs are crawling out. Let them come out bit by bit. So let a little bit of emotion out at a time. So maybe not do it all at once.
Okay.
One at a time.
Natasha's asking, what's a good way to heal the sacral chakra or the navel chakras?
Well, the navel sacral chakra, we believe, is where the soul is. So this is what one of the classes we're doing here in Melbourne this week is the threefold flame. We call it the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the divine child, and the child and the soul and all of that, all for us resides in the navel sacral chakra. It's also the playful one. So one of the things, if you get a lot of bloating around the navel chakra and that, if you want to clear that out, being playful, riding bikes apparently is good for us. We just started doing that the other day because there's bike hire here in Melbourne along this foreshore. And we started hiring bikes. And but being playful, one of the things I've done in the mirror is in the morning, if I get up and I'm a bit bloated because I overate or something the day before, I'll get up and instead of judging myself, I go, oh, there's a bit of bloating there. So the navel likes to that area likes to play and likes to be creative in a physical sense. So I imagine myself, because I used to like doing parkour and running and doing somersaults and that, I'll stand in the mirror and I'll visualize myself somersaulting and jumping and doing all that stuff. And as I do that, the bloating goes down instantly. The navel chakra starts to open and clear. But there is a lot of emotion there. So that's the very simple explanation. The navel chakra is very hard to clear. And what I would say is make sure you're stable in the heart first.
Yeah.
Get the heart really, really clear before you start dealing with the emotions, because you've got to be able to do what John just said and stay detached and stay and observe it whilst it's coming out.
I'm getting a sort of feeling of left front on that area, but also a little bit higher in the solar plexus chakra.
Plexus, on the left as well. So there's a bit of stuff there on the left, on the solar plexus. So it's about your personal willpower and everything else. That's this is for Natasha still, with the sacral chakra healing. So often we'll feel a blockage. Say we feel like it feels like it's blocked in the sacral chakra. It can be blocked in the solar plexus or the base chakra.
Yeah.
Often where we feel it, it's above or below. So in Chinese medicine with the meridians, often we'll feel a blockage in the meridian. It might be here in the heart meridian on the arm, and I'm feeling it there, but the blockage is actually over there or there. The blockage is over there. So it's above or below, or sometimes it's completely on the other side of the body. So don't always go with the feeling for where the blockage is.
That's right.
Use your intuition. Go with our tool number one, with checking in with your inner guru. Say, is it this or is it the opposite? And then see which one feels light. But the sacral is quite an intense one to deal with. And I say to most people, if not everybody, try and stabilize yourself in the heart. Pull everything up to the heart, or the sacred heart, the heart of hearts, or the high heart. It has many names. Pull everything into there. Pull all of the awareness up, pull the thoughts down, and let it be dealt with automatically in the heart. The heart is the lion. The heart is our power center, and that will deal with everything. If you can pull the energy up, just go, I don't know how to deal with it. Universe, you deal with it. God, whatever you want to call it, you deal with it, but deal with it in the God inside, the Christ inside.
It's surrendering it to your heart or your heart of hearts.
The sacred heart, the holy heart, the high heart, whatever you want to call it.
All right, Sammy Cameron, what's the best way to energetically protect yourself? But just hang on a sec, John, before you jump in with this one. This sounds like one of our tools, Are They My Feels? I'm a super sensitive person. I find if I go somewhere busy or have to talk to someone who's negative, I end up so depleted and brain foggy that I find it hard to sometimes even hold a conversation. So I'm about to post a link to our tools videos for you, Sammy, and for anyone else. We have a tool which we call Are They My Feels? Do you want to talk about that, John?
You can start with
that. Okay, so Are They My Feels? So we coined this feels, and by feels we mean thoughts, feelings, or emotions.
Young people term.
The young people term. hashtag current feel. And essentially what that means is that most of us are empaths, I guess, that are on this group or even in general. And when we go out in these situations, we can find that we actually take on thoughts, feelings, and emotions from other people. Okay. We then can think that they're ours and we can amplify them and we can bounce them back between each other and then make them worse and make them worse. And so we have a tool which we call Are They My Feels. Now it's built off of tool number one, which is checking in with your inner guru. So it's using your intuition to ask yourself, let's, for example, say that you're feeling tired or you're feeling drained, and you don't necessarily have to identify exactly what it is, but let's just say, because you've used the words drained or foggy, you could just say, is that mine? Is that my feel?
Is that foggy? So focus on the fogginess or focus on the drained. Okay. What drained feels like? Drained feels like air. So go to the feeling, go feel the air, and then go, is that my air? And it's like, and then if you go, okay, get a little bit less of the or the drained, then you go, okay, not mine, return to sender or piss off or
go away. Or
whatever commands you want to say.
Yep.
Get rid of it. Fuck it off. I don't care. It's like, so, but then repeat it 5-10 times if you have to internally. And you can do this out loud if you want to. If you really want to protect yourself, just do all this stuff out loud. Then no one will come near you.
No one will come near you.
I'll just think you're crazy and I'll walk away.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
You can do it mentally. You can do it not. But I'm getting, Sammy, your crown chakra is really open. So I'm really quite impressed with it. It's a nice feeling. And part of it, maybe the base chakra is not as open as much. So, and part of saying, how do I protect myself? You're buying into fear that you need protection. That's going to make you need more protection. So instead of using the word protection, how do I amplify my energy? Because the crown chakra is open the base chakra and see the source coming through, or whatever you want to call it, the force, the light, whatever you want to call it. Just see it constantly coming through and magnifying your energy, and just do exactly like John was just saying, just keep checking. Is that my problem? Are they my feels? Who does that belong to? So that, the fogginess and the drainness you'll probably find is the other people, not wondering why you're not being affected in their mind the way they are.
I get it with tiredness at work. I have a lot of meetings in some of the work that I do, and I'll be sitting there after half an hour, and all of a sudden, I know I'm not tired, and I'll just start to get tired. And so I'll check in on that. I say, it's like, buddy, are you tired? It's like, no. It's like, all right, piss off, go away. And I instantly just come up and I'm not tired anymore, And so that's just a simple example of how you can check on various things that you're feeling, right, when you're in those situations.
Yeah.
Okay, Sammy?
Yeah. All right. Next.
Okay. Adam, hey legends, can you see myself and my beautiful wife finding gold when we go on holiday out bush?
Absolutely, I can see you finding gold, but my definition of gold and your definition of gold might be very different. Going bush alone it feels like a good thing. It feels like a really good thing. Actually finding gold, in the physical sense of gold, I really don't know. I'm not getting a yes or no on that.
I'm getting like an image of a fork in the road, or a couple of different paths that you could take on this journey.
Yeah, there is a possibility, let's say, but the real gold is actually following your heart. The real gold is doing what you want to do, being ambitious, all of that. The real gold is the journey itself. And that's the gold that you want to focus on. And if you focus on that gold, and then you focus on the other little things that you get out of the journey, that's the gold that I'm getting. But as far as it paying off physically, and I'm getting, maybe don't look for gold, maybe look for crystals, semi-precious stones or something like that. It's like, but the gold of the trip, it feels really good. It feels really positive. You'll get a lot out of it just for that adventure, the gold of the adventure in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if anyone wants to come on live, and if they've got want a bit more, say, health interpretations, intuitive things for bumps and knocks, or how to balance out
creeks. All right, Nikki's asked, how do we open the heart chakra?
It's a big question. That's like that's about a 3-month course in itself. But to give you the simple explanation, you don't open it. You remove the blockages to it being open.
About the scale story.
So you got to. The heart is the lion, represented by the lion, right? It's the courage, it's the power in all of us. So that's the masculine aspect. The upper 3 chakras, which we call the feminine, the wisdom. So that gives us the wisdom. That the feminine is what I see is represented by the upper 3 chakras. The heart is the masculine. It's the power. It's the lion. It's the fearlessness. And the lower 3 chakras are the child, the inner child, the soul, the innocent self. And those 3 need to come together in the heart of hearts, not just the heart chakra. There's a heart of hearts within the heart chakra. And when those 3 are united, we call it the threefold flame. So you bring the wisdom and the mother down, and you open the father, and you bring the child and the soul up into the heart space. And that is required to just continually release your fears and blockages. Just continually, one of my favorite ways of doing it can be done like this. For everybody out there, you can fix it in a minute. All you got to do is get the fuck out of your own fucking way. That's it.
That's it. End of story.
End of story. Get out of your own fucking way and just let it happen.
That's it.
It's just nature. It's supposed to happen. How does the tree grow? How does the plants grow? How does the forest grow? It just does.
It
doesn't get in its own way.
The tree doesn't ask itself, how do I grow taller?
And it doesn't complain. The little tree doesn't, or the little tree might complain that the big tree is getting more sun, but the big tree doesn't care about that. It just receive. You just got to receive. You open up, and your heart, going into your heart and opening your heart more. I can tell you the very first thing that'll happen for anyone who starts to go into their heart more, the heart's going to take you straight to anything that you fear. So if you, like, one of my fears when I first started this journey 20 odd years ago was fear of standing out and, looking stupid or whatever. So my first thing I had to do was wear the most outrageous clothes and look stupid. And, it's just like,
Has anything changed?
Not really. I love the outrageous clothes and looking stupid. Now it's my fun thing. But I got through a lot of fears, and I had a fear of sales. So I had to after I did all this work, I became a car salesman for 3 years. I'm like, seriously, car salesman university, you want me to do that? But I was intimidated by sales and I didn't know it. So my heart led me to do that job so that I wouldn't have any fear of it anymore. So your heart will lead you straight into your fears. It'll make you face them.
Yeah.
And that's the main way of opening your
heart. Meditation can help, but I guess also for me, what seems to have worked for me that John's taught me is to keep a questioning mind going and open myself up to receive more. Okay. Yeah. So how can I just say, allow myself to receive more, or how can I open my heart chakra up more? I wonder if there's something that spirit can tell me, or if there's something, a situation that needs to be brought out gently so I can cover it in unconditional love. And in that way, you're just questioning it as opposed to, definitively coming to fixed points of view.
Exactly. And you said it exactly there. The question is there. So in your meditations, guide yourself through the meditations, do guided meditations and say, I wonder if I can open my heart more. I wonder if I can feel the vortex flowing. I wonder if the energy can flow down through my crown chakra more and flow out forwards and backwards through my heart chakra and through all my other chakras, through the base chakra. So the meditations will absolutely help, no doubt about it.
Yep.
But you need to be active with them. The other part that will help about the meditations is the fact that you are doing the work. All of this stuff, it's very easy, very simple stuff, and it's the most hard and confronting stuff you'll ever do.
You need the courage.
The courage lies in the heart, and the willpower and the determination. All that stuff's going to open the heart more and more and clear the blockages.
Yeah.
It's taking the actions to do that, taking the time, giving yourself time. That's going to open your heart. That's going to make it flow massively. So,
and if you do work with the violet flame,
so if you work with the violet flame,
you
consider that flame, and that'll burn things away very fast if you open them. And
there are some meditations that you can do around the violet flame, asking the violet flame to come into each of your chakras and clear that.
So basically, with the meditation, I generally say open the crown chakra. I ask the crown chakra to open. Say, I allow my crown chakra to open. Allow myself to flow freely as much as I can. And be gentle with yourself. Be gentle as you go, just as much as I can in each moment. Can I let it go a little bit more now? Can I let it go a little bit more now? What if I can open a little bit more now? What if I can open? But make sure you're using that terminology, the what if.
Yeah.
Be the question. This is where BQuest started. Our company's called BQuest Wellbilling.
Wellbilling.
Well, we're billing
You're holding out on me.
We're billing you very well. And so the being the question, instead of being all the answers are limitations, they're blockages. Every answer you have, a fixed point of view, is a blockage, is a limitation. You can have ongoing answers, growing, evolving answers, but they're not fixed answers. Fixed answers are the end.
All right, Marie Matthews. This year I've had a lot of problems with blocked ears and itchy ears. As weird as it sounds, they get really itchy deep inside, and I'm not sure how to clear it or what it's all about.
Well, it's pretty. Most of the body stuff is symbolic. This is where the navel chakra actually comes in quite a lot. The soul, the body is the bottom of the soul, is one of my favorite books. And ears are about listening, hearing what you're not hearing. When you're saying it's deep inside, it's the deep. So you're not listening on a deeper level. You're not listening to yourself deeply inside. Pay attention to, the itchy can be, there's two. Most of these things have two. They have what we call the positive and negative, for lack of a better term. But there's the positive itch is actually that so if anyone's had a broken bone, when the bone starts to heal, it gets itchy. So the itchiness could be that you actually are listening on a deeper level.
True. And
that's where it becomes itchy, because you're opening up and your frequency that you're picking up is getting stronger and stronger. Or it could be the signal to tell you that you need to be listening on a deeper level. You need to scratch. You've got the urge to scratch, to dig into your own deeper listening. And it always is about listening within. Everything, intuition, inspired. All these inwards means that it comes from inside. God is inside of you. Love is inside of you. The Christ consciousness or the Buddha consciousness is inside of you. So it's, this is why we teach intuition. Tuition is being taught from inside. So this is what we're trying to we're trying to teach you from outside how to listen to your inside. You know?
That's why we do it intuitively.
That's why we're calling it intuitive teaching. We're teaching you out here how to listen to yourself inside.
But also, don't forget to always thank the body as well for the message. You know, so when it does come up, thank the body for the message. Say thank you for that message, even if I can't interpret it right now. I'll interpret it as much as I can until I understand whatever it is. And you could even try tool number 1, which is to check in with your new guru, just to make sure that at times you might not be recreating it yourself, you know, so the itch, as John said, could represent clearing, but you might then sort of associate it negatively, you know, that something's wrong. And that may prolong it, or then that may create it to then stay there longer than it should.
So first of all, you might have, so sometimes the same feeling or the same pain or the same issue with the body, for a while it means one thing, and then later on the same pain can be the actual opposite. It can mean the positive instead of the negative. So, excuse me. So John was right on the mark there when he said the main part of that is thank you for the message, even if I can't interpret it. So when you get this itchiness, or when you get that pain or whatever deep in the ears, thank you for whatever, if I need to listen, or thank you for showing me I'm listening more deeply inside. Thank you for the message, whether I understand it or not, and help me to understand it more clearly. And just thank it for the message. It's everything that happens, the more conscious you become, basically it starts to get to a point where everything that happens is a message. The less conscious you are, it's not as much, but you know, once you reach a certain level of consciousness or mindfulness or whatever you want to call it, then pretty much all of it is a message.
And you could even ask Spirit to show it to you in a different way.
Show me a sign of what it is.
Show me a sign of what it is in another way, so other than the ears or the itching. You know, and it might bring a situation might pop up in your day, or you'll see or read something or hear something.
So use that tool, as John said, the first tool, if it feels light. So next time you get it, okay, I'm getting this deep itching in my ear. Is that because I'm listening more deeply, or I need to listen more deeply? And we'll see which one feels lighter. Because I'm listening more deeply, does that feel light? Does that make you sit up a bit? Or because I need to listen more deeply inside myself? Oh, that one makes me sit up. It actually feels lighter that you actually are listening more deeply. And a lot of these pains, when the frequency is opening up in your chakras, you haven't only got the 7 major chakras, you've got 114 chakras. You've got in the ears and your hands,
chakras
elbows, everywhere. And so it's like tuning a guitar. Sometimes when you're raising your vibration and frequency, the body has to be adjusted as well, right? And it can cause temporary pains and stuff.
She said, I was hoping the itching meant money is coming. Okay, time to start listening more.
Well, apparently, according to some, left-hand itching is money coming, and right-hand itching is money going. But I don't know how true that is.
All right.
But maybe it's for you to listen to how money can come.
Yeah,
it could be actually quite on the mark.
Could be quite on the mark there. That's right.
Maybe if you listen more deeply, it's showing you how to listen to make more money come.
Is it Kells? Yeah, Kells. Evening, guys. I have diabetes and endometriosis. Are they working against each other? Also, anything spiritually I could do to help?
Oh, I've forgotten what endometriosis is now.
That's the growth around the ovaries, tissue growth.
Oh, that's right. Diabetes. They will be working with each other basically on an energetic level, because the growths and stuff need sugars and stuff like that. So it'll be all the bad sugars that you're having that you don't know you're having, like corn fruit. What is it? Corn syrup. Corn fructose syrup, or whatever the bloody name is.
That's cool.
That's in most of our soft drinks and everything else that we have.
Substitute sugar.
That doesn't actually get classed as sugar. So that's going to feed a lot of that and diabetes. But these are messages from the body. And sorry, what was the name?
Kells.
Kells. For someone like Kells, it'll be much easier for you to come on live, and we'd have to start attacking that from all different ways of all the other little bits to get down to that, because you've gone straight for your 2 biggest issues.
Yeah. So
the diabetes is the major one. So that's an energy situation, and so body's not transforming energy and stuff. But it's really we'd have to attack it from 2 different angles. One would have to be natural diet and stuff, and looking at a few things there. But they're working against and for each other. But just focusing on them is part of the problem. That's the biggest part of the problem. Okay, what they're both trying to teach you is balance. It's about balance. It's about not overindulging. It's about being more natural in your diet as well as in your thoughts. So anything that's related to the diet. So if you've got like acid buildup, look at your thoughts, at how acidic your thoughts are. So if you've got a lack of energy release, it's like, look at where you're losing all of your energy. So the body for diabetes, it's not converting the sugar and that, so it doesn't get the energy. So look at where you're losing your energy in your life, to your family, to your friends, to your job, to whatever else.
I've just tuned into your inner child. The way it works for me at times, Kels, is I see pictures or images of your inner child, and I kind of see a little girl sort of leaning over, puffing, like puffed out, exhausted, I guess is another way of putting it.
So that's from the diabetes. That's from the lack of energy. So you're expelling too much energy. You're pushing yourself, or you're doing things other people's ways, or you're listening to the system or their family or whatever. You're just you're just losing too much energy everywhere by looking at the outside world too much. And then that lack of energy is allowing the growths to take hold and form. But again, Kel, it would be much better. We would, it would need several 1 hour consults to start really narrowing down, because there'd be so many different little aspects where you'd be losing energy for that.
Definitely.
So,
all right, I'm just going to keep scrolling down.
We do personal readings of course. Live. For anyone that wants them, they are. We'll still do We'll still do the half price ones.
Yeah, we'll still do the half price.
We'll do them for another week or so.
Yep.
Half price readings. So for our celebration of moving to Melbourne.
So 75 for a half an hour session. 150 for a 1 hour session. It's normally double that.
Mm-hmm. So anyone wants to message, just go onto the BQuest page and just message us there, and we can organise personal readings through that. Also, we do have the live face-to-face classes in Melbourne for anyone that's in Melbourne. Anyone that wasn't on before and heard that. So we start that next Thursday.
Is it 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock next Thursday at East Melbourne Library.
Asked earlier, 8 o'clock East Melbourne.
8:30 p.m. 8 o'clock p.m. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock p.m.
Get it right.
Till 10 p.m. I'm still working with the library's hours here. So, yes. So at 8 p.m. Next Thursday night, and we'll share the link on here from the Meetup app that we've got it advertised on as well. Okay. What else?
Alrighty.
We got any more?
Thanks, guys. That helps. You're welcome. Kelly. It's Kelly. Sorry, not Kels. It's just Kels. Kels and Kelly. You're confusing me now, Kels.
Cool. Okay.
We can do energy healing and reading. Yes.
Yes, I have done energy healing and reading that's been my primary stuff for 20 years now. So a lot of the energy work I do is meridian based as well as chakra based, but some of it is just I call it divine energy blueprint alignment, and
it's very technical.
But it's just a matter of just trying to get the body and the energy balance as close as they can. I call it the energetic wheel alignment, right? It's just
that's a better way of putting it.
That's how I put it in my head. Anyway. I'm just getting so that the body and the energies just as balanced as they can. And a lot of the times there'll be emotional release with that. Also clear entities at times. But down here, it's been quite an entity clearing 2 weeks.
We call them hitchhikers.
We call them hitchhikers. They get attached to you, and they can drain your energy a little bit like that. They usually attach because they've got some similarities to you in some way. And I just talk to them and ask them to pass over the light, basically.
So we can do sessions like that, Ash. If you're interested, just get in touch with us.
So then I can do it face to face, or we can do it.
Or we can do it on the phone.
I can do distant energy healing and distant energy clearing and entity clearing, or we can do it face to face. It's either way.
Okay.
That's my fun one. I really like that. It's where I get to bring out my little warrior.
Okay, Patricia, I woke up with middle lower back pain, more on the right side of my back.
Middle lower back. So that's middle lower back will be sacral. Anyway, Patricia, I think we've gone down this one a few times. The back stuff is about the past. So instead of defining it straight down, anything on the back is going to symbolically represent past issues. So you're still trying to bring the past issues. Would you say right or left?
Right side.
Right. So you're still trying to bring past issues about a male. I'm probably sure you know which male it is. Into the present. Let it go. Just let it go. Stop telling yourself that things are going to work out this way or that way because he's going to react this way or that way if I do this. Just because it happened like that in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen now. Remember that you're growing every day. You're a different person than you were yesterday. So that this you it may not happen, and this him, it may not happen. So this is, you're pulling the things from the past, because we're saying this with Patricia because we've spoke with her a couple of times before. So I'm sort of skipping a few steps here for just for the other guys listening. Because we know some of these issues. So just stop trying to you're bringing the past in, saying, oh, if I do this or do that, he's going to do this or he's going to do that. And that might have been true yesterday, and it might, or last year or whenever, but it doesn't mean it's true anymore. So you're trying to bring those patterns, or the body's trying to tell you that that's a past issue, not a current issue.
Yeah.
So just don't necessarily believe that. Just say to yourself, well, that's how it happened before, and that's how he reacted before. But maybe this new me today, if I do the same thing, I won't get the same reaction. So that's basically
it.
That one. So we're just looking. John's just flicking me through the screens here, and
keep talking.
Come on, John. I'm looking for another question. So the intuitive readings, we cover nearly any aspect you can think of. It's like, so energy healing, as I said, I've done entity clearings. We can deal on a chakra meridian level. A lot of the meridians represent a lot of messages, but basically the soul and the body and the navel chakra and the inner child, they all represent the lower three chakras to us, and that's part of the threefold flame. And that's the soul, the inner child, the personal, that's sort of the personal you. And then the upper three chakras represent the divine mother, the divine feminine, and that's the wisdom in us. And then the heart represents the divine masculine, and that's the power. And when those threefold flames, those three aspects blend together in the heart of hearts, or the sacred heart, then you are a master. You're a Christed master or a Buddha master or whatever you want to call it. That's the path that I hope I'm on.
Yes, me too.
That's the path that I'm working on, and believe I'm on at least. I'll find out for sure. But these are the techniques that work for this particular type of thing. If you want to become an ascended master, if that's your goal, I wouldn't recommend it.
Wow.
I would.
No.
That's the only goal. It's the only path.
It takes courage.
But it takes a lot of courage. It's a very easy thing to do. All you got to do is let go and fall off the cliff backwards. And it's as simple as that. There's no real physical effort required except for that effort of letting go and getting out of your own fucking way. Yeah,
exactly. So, Jade, I've seen your question a couple of times there. Can you maybe give us a little bit more information about specifics, like on the healing? I understand you've not seen your son for 3 years. Perhaps some of how that makes you feel, some of the situations or so on that it's creating in your life. And maybe we can talk some about that and how they might be interrelated.
And maybe your son, you says your son needs healing. Maybe it's the fact that everyone, I don't know if everyone thinks he needs healing, but often their problem is that some people that are in this position, their family and that thinking they need healing or thinking they're doing something wrong is a big part of the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe check in with the heart of hearts, check in with the holy self and see and check, does he really need healing, or does he need everyone to back off and give him some space? Often that's the healing that's required.
Space is generally the healing that's required.
Space is mostly the healing that's required. It's like, just let them be. Sometimes they just need to go through. We don't know what our karma is. If we're still stuck in the karma cycle, which we don't have to be, but a lot of people are, we can live in forgiveness or we can live in karma. It's our choice. But a lot of that is just, sometimes people just need space to go through things, and everyone around them telling them they need healing, they need this. Who are we to say what needs healing? I don't even know if any of this shit that I'm saying is right. Ultimately, I believe it is, and I really believe in my heart of hearts, but I can't know the whole picture. Me interfering with people and trying to help them heal, I could be screwing up my own karma to the nth degree. We have no idea of the big picture. But I do know that it feels right and it works right, and I go from that. But I don't assume that it is always the right thing to do.
So Jada said that he left to live with his dad. He's distanced himself from all of his family, and yes, he needs help. He has depression.
Yeah, but maybe that's not his depression.
Maybe that's not his depression.
I went through that. And if he's gone, he's probably gone to help his dad because he feels like his dad's abandoned by everybody else, and he's the only one there to help him. And you don't know what past lives they've had together. Those past lives could be drawing that in. There could be some balancing of karma between the two of them on a soul contract level. that you've got no idea. The depression, you know, from some of the worst adversities, the greatest things are born, you know. So maybe just sitting back and sending them love and saying, I don't know why this is happening, but I've got to see that it's the divine plan. And if I just keep sending love and keep sending positivity and say, I don't know why it doesn't seem right, but, you know, you take care of this, that often is a massive, massive shift for people.
Yeah.
The silent healing of the people allowing things to be as they are
Something
is a huge part of the healing.
Sometimes you've just got to take comfort. You know, I assume obviously that you believe in, you know, that you're your higher self or you're in a being, that there's more than just this life. You just need to take comfort that this is the path they've chosen. You know, we cannot comprehend the complexities of how that works.
Yeah.
But you know, we know in our heart that is the path they've come back to do. That they've come back to work, whatever they're coming to work out.
You know, good luck, bad luck. We don't know the whole story. You know,
Yeah.
You can't measure. It's like, you know, The Gambler, my favorite song. You know, for any of the our generation, or my generation out there, the Gambler song. You know, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. But you don't count your money while you're sitting at the table. You know, we always judge our life. You can't judge your life until the end of it, right?
Yep.
So this depression seems bad now, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do little things to help, and I'm not saying you shouldn't care. I'm just saying sometimes the backing off is the caring.
Yeah.
And this depression might be the inspiration he needs to change his life. You know, my nephew, who was in a really bad situation when we were kids with pedophilia, we won't go too far into it, but he just got out of jail for the first time. He's 2 years younger than me, so he's 46. He got out of jail last year for the first time in his adult life because of this situation. And I thought he was there forever. And he's out helping people now like you wouldn't believe. He's blown my mind. I thought his whole life was ruined because the pedophiles got him when he was like 8 years old and heroin and everything. And now he's 47 and he's been out for nearly 2 years, and I can't believe it. He's just completely changed. And I thought his life was ruined.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a difficult situation, Jade. I understand what you're saying there.
Yeah.
You know, he's got younger siblings that don't understand.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I guess you feel as though you can sense something's wrong with your intuition.
Yeah.
You know, all we're saying is maybe try for a week or 2 weeks, just flipping what you're doing, right? Like go.
And really, Jade, this is, sorry to interrupt. It's really bad for us to be giving any advice. I just realized on this, because we just don't have enough details to be talking to you about this stuff. I could possibly help you, but this is one where we need to talk live and probably for more than 10 minutes as well. This is something that I would have to help you to find through your intuition, help you to find what your signals, what your little adjustments that you could make on the thing. It's really not advice that we should be giving in this, under this format, basically.
Good call.
So sorry about that.
All right. When I was reading this one earlier from Kim, I'm stressed from back issues and not working. I've been working on myself, my soul, not sure even what to ask you. I had a tremendous twang down my left shoulder through here.
What is it, Kim?
Kim.
Okay, so
The left side, right down the top shoulder, all the way down.
Okay, left side. Top, is
So
that what she said?
Stress from back. No. She's just said stress from back issues and not working. I've been working on myself.
Yeah. So, but the back issues, lower back's generally got a lot to do with our feelings, a lot to do with money issues. So that will cause stress. The stress itself is a signal trying to tell you this is the intuition. This is one of our main tools. Stress is a sign from the body, from the soul, saying that what you're worried about is not going to happen. So, you know, it's not that it's the whole thing is not going to happen. It's like often the result is not going to happen. So the back issues, generally, can you give us a bit more clarity on which part of the back?
Maybe a little bit more details on the back part there.
Yeah. So if you can, Kim, if you can just tell us if it's lower back, upper back,
left side,
upper
or lower,
or whole spine.
Yeah.
Left side, Kim. I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's female Kim.
That side I got.
Not a male Kim, is it?
Yeah.
So
female Kim. Yeah.
Yeah. So generally speaking, left side. Most of our issues have got to do with people, right? It's just the way it is most of the time.
Yeah.
80%. So left side has generally got to do with females. So if you're female, Kim, I'm guessing you are. Most Kims are, but I've got a Kim who's a male in my family. And so it's going to be, and it's in your back. So it's issues about the past. You're trying to drag the past along to the now.
Yep.
You're saying you're working on yourself and you're not giving yourself permission. You're not giving yourself permission to work on yourself. You're not getting support from anyone to work on yourself, I'm guessing. And this is what the stress and the pain is. It's all bullshit. Just work on yourself, because if you can't work on yourself and you don't do enough for yourself, then you've got nothing that's any really good use or authentic to share with anyone else. Until you've fixed yourself, and this is why for myself, I only help people in areas that I fix myself, right? I really don't. So the bigger parts of the money issues, which I'm fixing quite a lot over the last couple of years, but I don't talk a lot about money because I haven't mastered that part yet. But I've healed most illnesses. I've healed compressed spine discs. I've healed breaks. I've healed all these physical things. So I talk about them because I've done it. And I try not to talk about it beforehand. So that's how I gave myself permission to do it. I said, once I do this and once I get this right, then I'll share it with people. So give yourself some time, Kim. Just tell yourself that the stress, it's all about trying to bring the past going, you should be working or you should be doing this, and or other people, other females.
It kind of feels like it's other females.
Other females like
are they're seeing your growth, and they're, I guess, maybe attacking you or holding you back, and then you're judging it or comparing that or something.
Asian name, is it?
I'm not sure. Snip.
And if you've got a lot of, like with the Asian population, they don't get much permission from their heritage to not work, or most population doesn't. So if you're working on yourself and you're not working at the moment in a job,
lower back female down the left leg.
Yeah. So lower back, down the pain, down the left leg, that's not following your feelings, right? And you probably are because you're working on yourself, but you're not allowing yourself to naturally follow your feelings. So that's going to cause, like, I used to get this sciatica down my right leg like you wouldn't believe. And it was always about not following my feelings. It was always about me not giving myself the space or the grace that I needed to work on myself because I had kids and I've got to do this and I've got to get out there. I've got to. All that. And the more I pushed that, the more I wasn't able to do it anyway. Yeah. So I was like, okay, just give yourself some time, give yourself some grace to work on yourself. And say that it's okay. It's the temporary step. It's not, you're not setting up a pattern of laziness or whatever anyone else is trying to say to you. You just go, you're just being overwhelmed. There's lots of transition going on in the world and the energy around at the moment. Most people are either being forced to work on themselves and going well with it, or they're getting slammed by it.
And just to acknowledge, as John said it before, that you are a newer version than you were in the past. And every day, every moment, in fact, from moment to moment, you could be changing, right? And when you find yourself, feels like maybe times you find yourself in old situations where you maybe have behaved differently in the past, and perhaps you're struggling to deal in that situation, or it's holding you back, and you're wanting to be more of your current version and not get pulled back.
So a simple version of that, like say with the lower back pain, because that was one of mine, because I had a motorbike accident. I had all the mechanical problems apparently that justified it all. But the lower back, and especially with the sciatica, because it's usually L5S1 and it's around there, that's all in the back of the navel chakra and base chakra. It's about feelings, following your feelings. So a simple thing is, hey, I don't want to go to work today. I just want to go and sit on the beach, or I just want to go and sit in the bush and just sit in nature. Oh, you can't do that because you haven't got the money, and you can't do this and you can't do that. Bang, there goes it. And then you got sciatic pain straight away. Follow those feelings.
Paula, we feel so depressed, wish I could get rid of the feeling, crazy 1 minute, want to give up the next minute, life is so good the next minute. We chatted earlier in this live about one of our tools, Are They My Feels?
Yeah.
It could be that a lot of what you're feeling isn't yours, okay? And most of what we think, feel, or emote or emotion is generally not ours. And there's a tool that we've got called Are They My Feels? I posted a link before. I'll post one again later. Maybe jump on our YouTube channel, have a look at that, because we're probably running out of time.
We are running out of time
to go into that one too much more detail.
He's spot on there with the depression and stuff like that. Depression's a good sign that you're actually it's mostly spiritual people, I find, and people who are actually on the path to get depressed. In this format, there is physical ones, and please, guys, again, all disclaimers. See your doctors about any of this stuff. There is chemical problems and there is physical depression, but that is very different from this. You don't get the swings and roundabouts that you do from this. If it's actual physiological, chemical, mental depression, it's a very different thing. And please see a doctor about that. But
yes,
but
we're not doctors.
We're not doctors, and we're not professionals.
We're not professionals. We can't show us.
And so just look at that thing that John said. Look at the video. Are they my feels? Again, this is something that would be a in-depth one. We'd have to talk to you. I'd have to search for some of your filters, some of your preconceived ideas, and we've helped people find that in themselves in a way where we listen to their words and we listen to what they say to find out what the triggers and what the things are, what the triggers that cause the depression, or the fact, as John said, that you're just so sensitive. You're picking up everyone else's depression and you think it's yours, and you're claiming and owning other people's feelings.
I used to get that with anxiety when I sort of first started on a journey. Even before that, before I started and realized I thought I had anxiety, but in actual fact, in most cases I was picking up other people's anxiety. And through this tool, I've learned to push all that away and recognize that it's not my anxiety.
If you use this tool, so you feel the depression while it's happening there. So depression might feel like heaviness, right? So feel it and go, is that mine, or does that belong to me? And when you say it, feel it, don't think about the answer, just watch the feeling. If it gets a little bit less heavy, then it's not yours, and you say return to sender. And if you're picking it up off a lot of people, like 100 or 1 million if you're really sensitive, or 5 or 10 million if you're super sensitive, then you just say return to sender, or piss off, or get out of my space, or fuck that, whatever you want to say. And you repeat that a couple of times and you feel it, it's still there. So that 10% went away. Okay, I feel it again. Another 10, say it again. Another 10% will go away, and it'll happen again and again and again. But again, that's something that we'd have to talk to a bit more in depth, and we're out of time for this week, guys. So
we're done.
So yes, this is John and John in Melbourne at our new apartment. Yay! And we're doing our live this week, Thursday night, our workshop face to face. For any Melbourne viewers
Melbournians,
out there, any Melbourne viewers, and thank you guys for all coming on. So check our links out. If anyone wants personal readings, we're still doing them for half price for another week. So $75 for half an hour. On we can do face to face, or we can do live online. Either way, we do energy healing, entity clearings, and all sorts of other weird and wacky shit in those readings if it's required. And I can do most of that stuff from distance.
And we've posted it. We've posted some of what the intuitive sessions are, what they look like with other people. Where we've given away free sessions. Jump on the YouTube. There's a YouTube link up the top. You can go on there. You can actually listen to other sessions that we've had with other people to get a feel for the kind of shit that we do.
Perfect. So on our Facebook page on BQuest Wellbeing, check out the previous ones we've done. It's in the link up the top. And if you want to have a reading, have a look at the 4 or 5 we've posted up there to give you a demonstration of what goes on. If you look at a couple of them, you'll see each one of them is quite different. So
awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
You for coming.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night. Questions and
we'll catch those of you that are coming on Thursday
live, and the rest of you, hopefully we'll see you next Sunday live again.
Cool.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.